Welcome to my presentation today. So today's presentation is about major disease of maize as well as groundnuts. So this is a topic from Form 2, and you're with me, your presenter, Andrew Cobby. So let's now look at major diseases of maize as well as groundnuts. So let's start by looking at the word disease. So when talk of disease, this may be defined as alteration in the state of plant or part which interrupts normal functioning. So this is a change in the state of plant or part which interrupts normal functioning. So plant, if it's not attacked by disease, it means it functions normally. But the moment it has been attacked by the disease, it changes its state of functioning, talk of physiological order, and it interrupts its normal functioning. So that's crop disease. So the disease plant deviates from normal growth and development. So find that the disease plant is not growing normally, and the development also is poor. So just know that the plant has been diseased. So the study of the cause, origin, and nature of plant disease is known as plant pathology. And I've got a pathogen. A pathogen is a disease-causing organism such as protozoa, bacteria, virus, fungus, as well as nematodes. So let's look at classification of crop diseases. So plant diseases can be classified into three major groups according to their causes. So I've got fungal disease, then I've got viral disease, then I've got bacterial diseases. So let's look at each and every causes in these details. Let's start by looking at fungal diseases. So majority of plant diseases, or most of the plant diseases, are caused by fungi. So the fungi which cause disease in plants, they live on the plants as parasites and attack plant parts such as roots, leaves, stems, as well as fruits. So all these parts, they may be attacked by the fungi which live on the plants as parasites. So parasitic fungi are made of masses or thread-like structure called mycelia, which produce seeds-like structures known as spores. So the parasitic fungi, they produce spores. So the spores may be carried to they may be carried to other plants by water, wind, or other pests. So water, wind, and other pests are agents of fungal disease, and they spread the fungal disease by carrying the spores from one plant to another. So example of fungal disease are smut, talk of blights, talk of rust, and damping off. These are some of the examples of fungal diseases. So this is just an example of maize smut. So you can see that picture, and you can see these are known as spores, and it can be carried out from one plant to another plant, thereby spreading the disease. Then we've got the second one, which is viral diseases. These are caused by microscopic organisms known as viruses. So viruses are microscopic, meaning that you cannot see them unless you use the microscope. So I've got symptoms of viral diseases. So these are some of the symptoms of chlorosis. So chlorosis is the yellowing of the leaves. Sometimes find that the leaves of the plants, talk of maize, groundnuts, they are yellow. It may be because of viral disease. Then I've got stunted growth. So talk of stunted growth, the plant exhibit dwarfness. The plant does not grow healthy. It does not grow tall. So that's stunted growth. Then we've got mosaic mottling. So these are light and dark patches. So there are patches which are found on the leaves. So they are light as well as dark. So that's mosaic mottling. Then we've got necrosis. So this refers to death of plant tissues such as leaf, stem, or fruits. So you find that some of the plant parts they're not functioning, or they are dead. So that one is C, necrosis. Then I've got leaf curls. So these are curved or spiral shaped leaves. So sometimes find that the leaves are curved or spiral shaped. Not that because the plant is like that, no, but because of viral disease. So I've got examples of plant viral diseases are uh, uh, tristeza, I've got maize streak, I've got greening disease of citrus, I've got tobacco mosaic, I've got rosette and ratoon stunting disease of sugarcane. So these are some of the examples of plant viral diseases. So this is just a picture of leaf curls. So you can see how the leaves are. So that one is because of uh, this viral disease. So let's now look at bacterial diseases. So bacterial diseases. Bacteria are microscopic also, uh, that are larger than viruses and cause severe damage to plant cells. So they cause severe damage to plant cells, but these bacteria are larger as compared to viruses, meaning viruses are so small. So examples of bacterial diseases include I've got black arm of cotton, I've got bacterial wilt in tomatoes, and tomato canker in tomato. So this is just an example of tomato canker. So this picture about tomato canker and is an example of bacterial disease. So let's look at major disease of maize. So I've got these are just some of the examples, just picked some of the examples. Um, I've got disease, I've got maize smart, then I've got cause agent, it is caused by fungus, then I've got symptoms. So some of the symptoms are uh, plants severe dwarfed. So plants they cannot grow tall. So the plants are dwarfed. Then we've got abnormal development of tassels. So the tassels they grow abnormally. Then we've got black masses of spores on cob and tassels. Then let's look at some of the control measures of maize smart. So we have to plant resistant maize variety. So there's other variety which are able to resist from maize mud. So it is better to plant such kind of variety. Then use certified seeds. So if you are using certified seeds, it means you are using the seeds which have been proved that they can withstand such kind of diseases. Talk of crop rotation is also very important. So talk of crop rotation, it means you plant maize this year, next year you plant another crop, so that you have to kill the life cycle of this maize smart. Then I've got roguing. This is removing the diseased plant and destroying them. I've got another disease which is maize streak. It is caused by virus. So these are some of the symptoms. Talk of yellow pale lines on the leaves. I've got stunted growth. When crops produced are half-filled or contain few or no seeds at all. Then how can you control them? We've got early planting. Then use resistant varieties and also growing. Then let's look at major diseases of groundnuts. So the first one is groundnut rosette virus. So it is caused by virus. So these are some of the symptoms. I've got chlorosis in the whole plant. Then I've got stunted growth. Then small killed leaflets. Then I've got dark green mosaic. These are some of the symptoms. Then you can control them by early planting and control the vectors. Then let's look at groundnut blight. So groundnut blight, it is caused by fungus also. So these are some of the symptoms. Talk of wilt occurs in patches and white mycelium is found on the roots. Then I've got sunken brown lesion on the stem. Then controlling them is by spraying appropriate fungicides. Harmful effects of plant disease. So they decrease crop yields. So if the crops have been attacked by disease, just know that the yields will decrease because this disease, they alter or they change the normal functioning of plants, and later they kill the plants. So they lead to low crop yields, and also they lower crop quality. So the quality also will be lower. This affects the grading for marketing. So disease control increases the cost of production. So the process of controlling the disease means the cost of production also increases. Uh, let's look at disease control measures. So plant disease control measures are both classified into cultural, chemical, biological, and legislative. So I've got four classes of disease control measures. So let's look at cultural measures. So top of cultural measures, these are agronomic practices which are used to reduce the infestation or spread of plant diseases without the use of chemicals. So there is no use of chemicals, so just use agronomic practices to reduce or to control the spread of diseases. So these are some of the cultural control measures. Talk of the use of disease-free planting materials. So you can use certified seeds or healthy planting materials to minimize occurrence of plant diseases in crop field. So if you use certified seeds, it means you are using disease-free planting materials called certified, because certified seeds uh, they are there or they are released to farmers upon being tested that they are disease free. So the use of certified seeds is very important in controlling the spread of diseases, and also the use of disease resistant varieties to prevent infection by the particular disease. So sometimes you have to use disease resistant varieties. So these are some of the cultural measures. Okay, so we talk of practicing of field hygiene, that is lowering and destruction of infested crop residues. So field hygiene, if you know that some of the crops have been affected by the disease, you have to remove those diseases and destroy them. In such a way, you are controlling the disease, the spread of diseases. So we also have crop rotation. So crop rotation is also one way of cultural method control. So it leads to the interference of the life cycle of the pests, which act as disease vectors such as aphids, which transmit the virus causing causing tobacco mosaic or rosette in groundnuts. So crop rotation normally it breaks the life cycle because there are some of the pests, pests which transmit diseases or disease causing organisms that are crop specific. So if you plant uh, uh, let's say maize this year, you plant groundnuts next year, it means you are breaking the life cycle because those pests, those disease causing organisms will have nowhere to feed on. Therefore, crop rotation is very important. Then talk of proper seedbed preparation. So talk of proper seedbed preparation, it exposes the soil-borne pathogens to sun that's killing them. So if they are exposed to sun, it means they'll be killed. So those are some of the ways of controlling uh, diseases. So another cultural control method is proper pruning. So tree diseases can be effectively controlled by proper pruning. So pruning eliminates the humid microclimate with the tree bush, making it unsuitable for multiplication of disease causing organisms. So sometimes if, let's say, a branch of a tree has been affected, been attacked by the disease, you can just prune. So if you prune, it means you are preventing the multiplication of the uh, disease, or you are preventing the disease causing organism from going to other parts of the tree. Then I've got hot water treatment of set help to control ratoon stunning disease in sugarcane. We've got proper drying. Proper drying is also one example of cultural method. Proper drying of cereals and pulses help to prevent occurrence of aflatoxin. So aflatoxin is another example of a disease which can be controlled by proper drying. Then we've got proper spacing of crops. So proper spacing also is another example of cultural control method. So in some crops such as groundnuts, wider spacing results in serious infection of groundnut rosette disease, while close spacing minimizes the diseases. So spacing also is very, very important in controlling the diseases. So let's now look at chemical control measures. So on top of chemical control measures, uh, uh, this involves the use of chemicals to eradicate the disease or to kill the disease vectors. So they include seed dressing of planting materials with the appropriate chemicals. For example, we've got linden and uh, seracin to control seed-borne fungal disease. Then we've got soil fumigation or sterilization by use of appropriate chemicals. For example, I've got linden to control soil-borne diseases. So that's about chemical control method. We also have spraying crops with appropriate chemicals as preventive or curative measures. So to prevent the disease as well as to cure the disease, you may spray the crops with the appropriate chemicals. For example, spraying coffee with Diran or Daconil for the control of coffeeberry disease. Then let's look at biological control measures. So this is the method in which it involves the use of living organisms in a bid to control crop diseases. So biological, you use the living organisms to control the disease causing organisms. So the living organisms are aimed at reducing the population of the pests that are vectors to crop diseases. For example, you can use ladybird beetle to control aphids, thereby reducing their population. So ladybird beetle can be introduced in the field to control the population of aphids in such a way. That's biological control measure. Then reduced population of aphids consequently lowers the incidence of viral diseases transmitted by aphids, such as groundnuts rosette disease, maize streak, uh, citrus stristeza, and citrus greening. Let's now look at legislative method. So on top of legislative, this is the use of laws and regulations, and they are passed by the parliament to avoid the introduction of crop into the country. Crop diseases into the country. So these methods, they include quarantine, we talk of seed certification, and notification order. So on top of notification order, it means if you have noted a strain disease, you have to report to the authorities. That's notification order. Talk of seed certification, it means those seeds that have been certified are the ones to be planted, because upon being for the seeds to be certified, it means they've been approved that they are not containing uh, disease or disease causing organism, and about quarantine, whereby they inspect the crops which are which are coming in the country, more especially in the borders, so that they should not contain the disease causing organisms. So legislative method, it requires inspection and certification of imported plant material to ascertain they are disease free. It involves sampling of imported materials, and hence it is not very effective. So just sampling of imported materials. So that sample is the one which is inspected. Therefore, because of that, it's not very effective. So the law also prohibits the introduction of plant materials from regions of known disease outbreaks. So the other regions which are known that they have got disease outbreaks, so the law prohibits or does not allow importing the plant materials from those regions. So I've got this practical activity for you. So you have to visit maize or groundnut field, identify the common disease, and investigate the control measures employed by the farmer. Then collect specimen of crop attacked by different diseases, mount them on a well chart, and identify them. So try to answer these questions. This is the revision exercise for you. Then the answers will be provided for you, and you will compare at the end with the answers which are provided for you. So state the method of applying fertilizer in a maize field. Then give two categories of crop diseases. Then outline 4 cultural practices of disease control. So that's all I had for you in this presentation. So if I've got any question, that's our WhatsApp number and that's our email. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.